start with today. What's the current status of the retail industry in China?
From our experience, the last 5, 6, 7 years has been a huge boom for the luxury market in particular, and luxury is probably becoming quite full, so now there's a huge room in the market for more contemporary brands.
Rise in production costs in China for many global brands, that there is a rise in a lot of domestic brands that you'll see coming out of China, and I think that's going to be a high-rise growth over the next few years, as well as the booming online sector.
The other thing that's changing is really the retail climate. So China, mainland China, has been dominated by the big groups, the big luxury groups, so Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. And that's really changing now because the first generation of Chinese have bought that, and actually even now we were talking earlier on that you have workers from the outskirts of the city coming in and buying Gucci and Prada. So those people that really want to find new luxury are really looking for more niche brands, for more brands with heritage, brands with craftsmanship. I think that people were dressing head to toe one brand. Head to toe Gucci, head to toe Prada, and they weren't really thinking about how should I dress. So now this is where the multi-brand environment comes in and says, okay, this is, as Adriano was just saying, this is your Gucci jacket, you could also wear it with this jean or this shirt, and really enabling the customer to create their own style. You know, when brands are coming in and opening a multi-brand concept, store training, staff training, customer relations is all very, very important to educate them as to why they should be dressed in a certain way, why they should be mixing their brands.
With the rise of online retailing and the ease with which people can buy things online, you can go, people are using, let's say you go to the Calvin Klein store, you'll see a suit, you can buy it on your phone for maybe 30% cheaper. It's a showroom for buying online, so the only way to get past that really is to directly connect with the emotion of the retail experience.
When I go shopping in China, I see that it's clear that the next step is going to be the multi-brand store. The multi-brand store is giving the opportunity to the consumer to choose. I think that the girl in Shanghai knows perfectly what is happening in Hollywood today, or in New York, or in London. So this is the process that doesn't work. And unfortunately, I think that the luxury brand, they've been creating a serious problem for the multi-brand stores, because today the real estate price is tremendous and is not affordable for the multi-brand store. And I think what is going to happen in some way, I think is positive, that is going to happen exactly the same thing that happened in London, that happened in Paris or New York, that basically the multi-brand stores, they're going to go in new areas where the rents are cheaper, and they're going to create a kind of excitement in the consumers.
I think something to really point out is it's still all about price in China. There's a large misconception that people are willing just to buy anything for any cost. Particularly on a sales perspective, the first thing it comes down to is what is the price, what is going to be the landed cost, and also the quality factor. So if we're looking at building multi-brand retail environments, I think for designers really to be focusing on creating a mid-luxury price range that will also help. Because given the high taxes, we're talking 34%.
People are making stores without selling. Means that they give to the shopper the experience of choosing, and then you have an iPod and you order. So this one is an example, in my opinion, of a perfect combination of the shopping experience and the e-commerce. I'm not saying that this one is going to be the future, but for sure it's giving a kind of direction how important both experiences are. Obviously, you need to be able to analyze the markets, understand, and also that's the most important thing, to understand what is going to happen in the future. Because as a brand, you have to be able to read the future, especially if your goal is to be a leading brand. In some way, this one has been my specialty because I never been able to be a follower, unfortunately, because all the followers are full of money normally, but it is not what I did. Let's say what we have in common, in my opinion, is basically the passion, that you love what you do, that you work 15 hours per day, that you run from one place to the other, that you have a dream and you try to make it happen, you know. And honestly, this one, when I see young designers that are working today, I see exactly the same spirit that I had when I started my business.
I think the classic way would be if you have a mono-brand store in Hong Kong or any of the big cities in Asia, then yes, you open in Shanghai, you open in Beijing, Chengdu, and then you go to the second-tier cities. But I think that's probably a very good point, that for a multi-brand boutique that is obviously struggling with margins, with rents, where the mono brands have been able to come in with their higher margins and operate their own stores and dominate that major city retail scene. Perhaps the multi-brands then have an opportunity to open bigger spaces, and really the multi-brand retail has an advantage because you can welcome more customers into your store. You have a wider diversity of customers. The mono brands have a very particular customer.
Noting in this discussion is that many of these, what we call tier 2 or tier 3 cities in China, are as big as many of the capitals in Europe, for example. So
when you have a strong point of view, a very good taste, and you give to the customers something that is unique, a certain point you are successful wherever you are. You can be in Jakarta, in London or Paris, but also China. It's going to happen for sure.